Hey guys, this is Dr. G, and we're going to talk about the clarinet, the parts of the clarinet, and putting it together and getting your sounds and how to hold it and where to put your fingers the right way and all that stuff. So at this point, you should have a reed in your mouth. And I've got my reed right here. I'm putting it over here because it's in my mouth and I got to talk to you about the clarinet. So I'm going to set it right here, but you should always soak your reed before you try to play, because a dry reed does not play so good. Okay, so we've got the different parts of the clarinet. We've got the top joint of the clarinet, the barrel, the mouthpiece, ligature, and mouthpiece cap. So this is where the sound is made. Okay, this is really important. This is kind of an older mouthpiece. It's a HS Star mouthpiece, and it's been around a while. Okay. But I've got a little mouthpiece cushion sticker on the top of here, and that will help my teeth stay put so it won't wiggle around as much, and it'll give it a better grip when I have my embouchure on there. This is really important. Okay, you want to take care of your mouthpiece and always have your mouthpiece in a mouthpiece cap when you're not playing it. Okay, you notice there's no reed on this mouthpiece. Don't leave your reed on your mouthpiece. Okay. There's cork grease here, so I've greased this quite a bit, so it's not too bad off. So I'm not going to put grease on it today, but the way I'd like you to start is take your bell first. Okay, the bell looks like a bell, and then take your bottom joint, which is the bigger of the two joints, and it's the one that has the shelf on the back for your right thumb. Okay, the top joint doesn't have this shelf, and the bottom joint only has one tenon cork on one end. So if you have put cork grease on, let's go ahead. And you don't have to put a ton of cork grease on. You just put just a little bit around there so it gets worked in. And you put the lid back on and set it there. And you twist. Okay, when you're holding this part in your hand, don't squeeze really hard, because these rods, even though they're made of metal, they're kind of soft metal and they're going to bend if you hold on to it too hard. So we're going to put that there. Now that you've got the bell on the bottom joint, you can put the top joint on the bottom joint. And what I want you to look for in the top joint is that bridge key. Okay, on the bottom joint, we've got this part that goes underneath the bridge key. Gently pick up your top joint and push down the keys that have holes in them. Okay, especially the second hole. And that's going to open up your bridge key. Okay, this needs to be open, or actually pushed down, so this flips up as you're putting this together. Okay, and those two keys line up. And sometimes if you have a new tenon cork, it's going to be really hard to do. Okay, but do not squeeze so hard that you bend the rod or bend these keys, because again, this metal can be bent, and if it's bent and it's not working right, you won't be able to play your clarinet. So we got these two guys together. Okay, again, your right thumb goes here under this shelf. And I like to tell students to put their thumbnail underneath this shelf. Okay, not here. This is wrong. This is where that thumb goes. And then your left thumb covers up the thumb hole for those notes. And then on the top joint, we've got 3 holes. We've got 1, 2, 3. Those are where the first finger, second finger, and third finger will kind of hover if they're not being used. Okay, we never want to have straight fingers. We always want to curve the fingers. And I like to tell students to pretend that your older sibling, or if you're an older sibling, your younger sibling, you're playing the game where you say, "I'm not touching you," and your fingers are kind of hovering over these keys. Okay, so next we have the barrel, and the barrel of the clarinet looks like a barrel. That's what we call it, a barrel, and it goes there. Okay, so again, if you've got new tenon cork, don't squeeze here too hard because you can bend that metal. Okay, that goes there, and now we can put the mouthpiece on. Okay, and you want to have the facing of the mouthpiece, the flat part, line up with your register key and the back thumb hole. Okay, so that needs to line up. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about putting the reed on the mouthpiece the right way.